Hey y'all, StephAArmato here from SAArmatoArts. I hope you're having a great time, a great day, whenever you happen to see this. Hey y'all, so it's StephAArmato here. If you need an introduction, if you're new here. Hi! StephAArmato, I'm a espiritista, an artist, or a medium is the English word. Espiritista is in Espanol, specific to curanderismo. I'm an artist, and I also read tarot and divination forms. So this one is going to be an oracle read. I'm going to try to do this as well as possible because I have a time limit on Instagram. That's the reason why I use mostly YouTube. If you want to know more introduction and stuff about me, it's on there because there's no time limit for myself. I put one on myself, but like it's not going to run out of time by using it on YouTube. So there's that. But anyways, let's rock and roll, shall we? This is the Halloween Oracle. Dang, I don't remember her name. Okay. If I do, I'm gonna put it down in the comments. Something like that. Anyways, let's see what I can offer as a little bit of advice for just this point or whenever someone sees this. This is not a finite message as in it has to be in September of 2023. It can be for, October. It can be for something else. Don't know. So we're just gonna roll with this and see what it gives me. Hello. My cat's right here, just in case you see them in their little fur balls and stuff. They live here. I just borrowed the room to sleep. This way. Hello. Leave that alone. So, let's rock and roll, shall we? I'm just going to get a couple of cards, and I'm going to see what comes up. It might be more portions, and we'll just see how this rolls. Okay, y'all. Español sería otro mensaje. I think I'll shuffle again to see what los de Español need. It seems like Spanish and English don't need the same messages for me, is what I've noticed. Even if I translate it to English or to Spanish from English, it doesn't seem like as many people it hits the market. That's kind of what I've noticed. I'm like, okay. And other cards will try to come out. So, let's roll with this. Let's roll. Ah, that one came out. That was there earlier. Joy, rejoicing in the present. Alright, so what do y'all need to know now? Been an interesting read. Okay, so let's roll with this. Okay. Hello, don't fall over. Alright, first card we have out is Death. Cycle, never-ending, renewal. Whenever I see this, I see the skull and the moth. The moth is a very interesting symbol. I always think of the moth as the physical death. Versus whenever I see butterflies changing, I think of intuition or mental deaths or blockages or something like that, or like moving past soul selves, right? That's the soul involvement. Versus the moth, I see it as like the physical involvement, just how it rolls for myself. I don't know who that is, but whatever. None of my business. Anyways, if someone calls me, I always say just use WhatsApp or text me or whatnot, but that's like an 800 number, so I ain't worried about it. I live in Texas, so it does that. But yeah, anyways. What else do I have here? I have the Jack-o'-lantern, which is protection. For me, this feels like in the changes you're having, in these growth, I feel like you're growing from the pain that was once there, okay? I feel like y'all are going through some type of trauma, healing, either healing in the sense of these things are coming up and have been coming up because we have a lot of relationship aspects that have come up because of the asteroids that have moved, such as Pallas, Athena, Vesta or Hestia. We also have Ceres or Demeter has moved as well, the asteroid of Demeter and whatnot. Do not scratch that. My cat's trying to scratch my printer. Oh, whatever. It'll be okay. And such with the changes. You also had Venus had a retrograde, right? And Venus retrograding is where we start looking at the aspects of what are these people in relationship to me? What are relationships like? What are my growths? What are this? That's what I feel here is like you're having so much change that's come up, that is coming up, that will come up, or that you're just going to feel more of today. Okay, I've tried recording this a couple times now, and I keep feeling like some people have some type of anxiety or some type of like, oh my god, I'm changing with who I am. That's the point. Okay, and that's tough to hear, especially if it's like your first round of it, or if you've thought of love one way your entire life, or you've been in the same type of, you've been in different relationships dating the same demon in different bodies, right? The same aspects, the same narcissistic personality-ish, except it gets stronger every time, and now you're realizing I'm in an abusive one, I'm in a this, I'm in a that, right? Or if you're somebody that you've allowed people to step on you, right? And you're like, no, I can't be doing that anymore, but having to learn to stick up for myself is not easy, right? Especially if you have that aspect. If you have this aspects that, you know, you keep repeating and you think somebody's good and allowing yourself to just fall in love within the first 2 weeks, allowing yourself to be love bombed and stuff like that, just depending on what the aspects are, what your trauma is, right? Or what your traumas are, because nobody rocks out just with one, right? Let's be real. Let's be real, okay? Because I also have Lady de los Muertos, acceptance and equality, okay? And then I have the regret, the ghost. Now, this is where I think is the release that we're talking about, because this is the beginning and this is the end of this reading. Okay, so we're having this transformative time. We're having this change. I feel like either you're trying to go into the gym, or you're trying to, not everybody, I understand. Some people are like, I'm just trying to walk every day. I'm just trying to get a little bit healthier. I'm trying to feel better about myself. Even walking can help you with that, right? Like, that's just the type of aspects. With this regret card, I feel like these are what you're having to let go of. Feelings that are coming up, feelings that just are so much. They're just so much that you don't wish for, don't desire, don't want. There, she said, no matter the arm. Just all of this, right? Protect yourself against people who at one point caused these problems, okay? Whether it's family members, whether it's co-workers, whether it's boss relationships, right? Whether it's previous places that you used to be, adjacent family members, you know, like cousins of a distant mom, or like far out in the family tree, but somehow you still deal with them. Friends that you thought were your friend at one point, or that seemed to be your friend, and now you're realizing they're not. All this cycle of rebirth and death and stuff like that, that's having to go through your life. Now, death is beautiful in the sense that it gives you hope for the new stuff to come into your life. Truly does, okay? It truly does. I want you to be able to protect yourself. Your spirits are probably protecting you too, based on how I have death and I have La Señora de los Muertos. I don't know if this person is Latina by any sort. If it isn't, then it's a problem. If it is, awesome. So yeah, it's just finding acceptance in yourself and accepting yourself, and finding other people who accept you for who you are is one of the best ways for us to learn to release traumas. Because once you start accepting yourself for who you are, you're like, oh, okay, so now I can find somebody who, you know, people around me, my friends, are okay with me being as weird as I am, right? Like, straight up. Like, I'm gonna use my everyday job as the terminology. I'm a firefighter EMT, right? But the people that know me really close are like, girl, you freaking weird as hell. And I'm like, that's what it's about. But I have people that are now in my life that they're like, I'm fine with you being weird. Be weird. Let's all be weird. Let's be a little bit different, and it's okay, right? Even in firefighting, or whether I only have 3 friends. 3. And my mom, really. So that's just how I put it, right, in the aspect. And I'm trying to show you that even in jobs that may seem like you have to be family or you have to be this, if the people are not treating you like family, you don't have to be friends with them, okay? You could be civil, you can deal with it, you can be like, they're an acquaintance, they're whatever, but that doesn't mean you have to let them into your circle and absorb your energy in case you have people around you that literally you feel drained around. If you don't feel like they excite you at all, like the person you thought was your best friend, and then you realize they gossip behind everybody's back, and you've always thought, oh, cool, and then you realize they gossip about you, and you're like, wow, so I've just been with this type of person in my life thinking that, you know, she was just a little bit negative when really she was the entire problem of her own life, right? Or he was, or something like that. Releasing this regret gives you the acceptance you've always desired, you've always wanted, you've always wished for. It protects you, right? If you don't allow people in your space because all they bring is negativity, then you're already doing better, right? You're already protecting yourself from the ugly that the world is trying to show you to keep away, right? I feel like your spirits are on this path with you. I feel like they also are there for people who honor their ancestors and such. Your ancestors are there. Your guides, spirits, angels, ancestors, spirits, spirit guides, which are different, right? Whether it's deities, gods, goddesses, all of the above. Whatever it is you believe in, whether it's God himself, his Holy Spirit, whatever it is, it's trying to help you by showing you what gives you pain and what are your pain points now, so that way you can deal with it later, right? In the sense that later on you're gonna recognize the trigger and you're not gonna be triggered by it. You're not gonna allow it to overtake you, to get in a fight with that coworker, you know, and be like, I really want to physically hit them. Instead, you're like, no, I can see myself mad. It's not worth it. They'll be fired by somebody eventually. I ain't gotta do that. One day it will happen, and I'll get to see it one day, maybe. Maybe I'll leave this job and not have to deal with them at all, right? Another card that I got here is have fun. Find people that you have fun with, because I have here the trick or treat card. Mischief and play. Finding people who are like-minded like you, who are willing to go out on your little outings, on your little adventures. If you're somebody who likes to hike, find people who like to hike with you, right? Because, bruh, if you're somebody who enjoys doing, I don't know, painting, like if you're dealing with artworks, you want to find artsy people too. If you're somebody who likes crafting, you want to find people who you can talk to about with your crafts. Like I myself knit and crochet. Like, you know, when I meet somebody else who crochets, I'm like, oh my god, what are you working on? And it just like opens up a conversation, and you can be weird about it, right? You can talk about yarn, you can talk about shit, right? I'm just using that as an example, and I think I'm almost at my time limit because all of that. But anyways, allow yourself to be surrounded by people who accept you for who you are. Okay, that's what you need currently. Protect yourself by not allowing people that really aren't worth your time be in your circles. Understand that you need to release this regret and this pain, and maybe even past versions of you that you might have had to do to survive, right? You might have been somebody who you'd allow people to step all over you, but that's because, you know, you dealt with abuse at one point of some sort or some type of trauma, right? It doesn't have to be you now. You can release that stuff, grow and change, and allow yourself to be like, okay, I'm not going to let this keep being a pain point. I'm going to work on it so that way I can release it. Because releasing things is really the only way to go about that. It helps you heal, and it helps you find people that are worth your time, right? Releasing the family members that don't work, not worth your time, the family members, the coworkers, the friends who you thought were friends but weren't, you know? However that works for y'all, okay? Anyways, I hope that this helps out. I hope that I'm under the time limit and allows me to upload it. But yeah, that's what's for Instagram. I'm going to post one now for the YouTube people, in case you go and watch both. That's cool. Not, then totally optional. Anyways, y'all, there's also a rune reading up for the energies, in case that's what it is, and it goes by the elements. There's timestamps, and it's like 114 minutes or something, 141 minutes, something like that. Anyways, hope y'all have a great one, and bye.